Paul has 6 boxes, each of which contains 12 trays. Paul also has 4 extra trays. If each tray can hold 8 apples, what is the largest possible number of apples that can be held by the 6 boxes and 4 extra trays? So each tray holds 8 apples, and there's 12 trays. And then, hold on. Yeah, there's 12 trays and there's 6 boxes. So 6 boxes, 12 trays, and 8 apples. And then when you add to that just the trays, and there's 4 of those, and each tray has 8 apples. So there we go. There's the equation. 6 times 12 times 8 plus 4 times 8. And when you do that math, it'll be 608. A rabbit, a skunk, and a turtle are running a race. Skunk finishes the race in 6 minutes. Rabbit 3 times quicker than the skunk. Rabbit 5 times quicker than the turtle. How long does it take the turtle to finish? So the skunk gets to the finish line. Let's say this is the finish line in 6 minutes. So that's there. And then the rabbit is 3 times as fast. So that means 2 minutes. And then the turtle is 5 times. The rabbit is 5 times as quick as the turtle. So that means the turtle is 5 times slower. So 5 times 2 is 10. So 10 minutes. And I think that's it. I think it's just a basic comparison between the speeds. 6, 2, and 10. So 10 minutes would be the answer to this question. A jar contains 6 crayons, of which 3 are red, 2 are blue, 1 is green. Jacob reaches into the jar and randomly removes 2 of the crayons. What is the probability both of these crayons are red? Red, 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 blue, blue, and green. So probability, let's see. Usually a fraction, and we have top and bottom. Bottom is usually the total number. So in this case, if we were to choose 2, 6 possibilities for the first crayon and 5 possibilities for the second. And then the numerator that goes up top is our specific condition, in this case that we want both of them to be red. So we have 3 chances that it's going to be red for the first guy, and then for the second crayon there's 2, because there's only 2 crayons left that are red. And that's it. So this is going to be 1 over 5. Suppose that n is a positive integer and that a is the integer equal to 10 to the power of 2n minus 1 over 3 times 10 to the power of n plus 1. If the sum of the digits of a is 5, 6, 7, what is the value of n? Well, let's say a was, say, some number x, y, z. So, for example, if this was 5 and this was 2 and this was 1. So that's really what they're getting at. And the sum of the digits would therefore be 5 plus 2 plus 1, which is, in this case, 8. But they're saying the sum of the digits is 5, 6, 67. So that's a big number. Okay, let's see. I think that we're going to have to concentrate on trying to get a pattern of this guy. And if we do, hopefully that'll help. Okay, let's do it. So when n is 1, this is going to be 10 to the power of 2 minus 1 over 3 to the times 10 to the power of 1 plus 1, and that's 99 over 33, and that is 3. Okay, and then sum of digits, I'll put here, sum of digits. So in this case, the sum of the digits of 3 is just 3. It's just a single digit number here. So let me just make that little table. Okay, here we go. N equals 2. When n equals 2, this will be 10,000 minus 1 over 3 times 100 plus 1. And that is 9999, I believe, over 303. And that is equal to 33. And the sum of the digits of this guy is 6 this time. Okay, I don't know if you can get a pattern so quickly, so I think we're going to have to get a little bit more data. And when n equals 3, we got this guy, and this is 3, 3, 3. Okay, so this sum of the digits is 9. Okay, now I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern here. Let me see if I can get just one more, and I think it should be pretty obvious. 9, 9, 9, as long as I do it properly. 3, 0, 0, 0, 3, and this is 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so this is 12. Okay, I got it. So I believe that the sum of the digits is equivalent to 3n. Yeah, because when n is 1, it's 3. When n is 2, it's 6. When n is 3, it's 9. N is 4, it's 12. 3n. Now, we want the sum of the digits to be 5, 6, 7. So basically, we want this to be 5, 6, 7. And that's really, like I said up here, it's 3n. So if 5, 6, 7 is equal to 3n, then that means n is equal to 1, 8, 9. And there we go. It's a cool little question. And as long as you don't get too intimidated by that guy, you just create a little bit of a table, you should be able to recognize the pattern that's here. In the diagram, ABCDEF is a regular hexagon with side length 2. Points E and F are on x-axis, and the points A, B, C, D lie on the parabola. What is the distance between the two x-intercepts of the parabola? Okay, so where do I begin here? Well, let me think about this here. I think we have to take this diagram here and expand it a little bit because that's way too small for me to draw in what I need to draw. So let me draw that hexagon, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to sort of figure out what are these points, and then they're labeled as A, B, C, and D, right? But what I mean by that is I'm going to need some coordinates. If I can get coordinates, then I should be able to work with this question here. Now, the equation of a parabola, well, there's a couple different formats, but I'll use this format here. That is the format I will use. And let me think about this. So they've given us that this is 2, this is 2, so that's very helpful. Those sides are 2, 2, 2. Okay, but then this is a hexagon, so the interior angles are 4 times 180 divided by 6, right? Because hexagon can be broken up into 4 triangles, so that's why 4 times 180 over 6 is how you'd figure out each interior angle, and that comes out to be 120. So that means each of these interior angles, like this guy is 120, so that means that this is 60 and 60, and then this is 30. So these are all 30, 60, 90 triangles, right? 60, 30. And then the ratio of the 30, 60, 90 triangle in terms of the sides are 2, 1, and root 3, right? Yeah. So that actually helps out a lot, because if this was on a coordinate axis, so without messing up the diagram, let me just put this on a coordinate axis. And I'm not sure if they're even being accurate there, but it doesn't matter. This diagram may not be accurate, that parabola may not be situated exactly like that. It may be a little bit to the left or to the right. I'm not sure. But let's see. I don't know what these coordinates are, so we're going to have to start with some letters here. Let's just say it's MN, and then hopefully we'll get some numbers. This is going to be 1, and this is going to be root 3. So regardless of what M is, this is root 3 based on that 30, 60, 90 triangle. And that's very helpful, because then I can put y equals root 3 into there to figure out x, I think. Yeah, let me think about this again. Let me do a little bit more work, I think. This right here, over here, that's also has root 3. as a y coordinate. And since we're going from m, if this was m, we're going 1 and then 2, and then this is also 1. So we're going m plus 4. So this is m plus 4. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've said that this point and this point are m root 3 and m plus 4 root 3. And we're going to sub those into there. And that hopefully will allow me to solve for m. And then I can kind of go from there. All right, let's do it. So root 3, let me think about this. Yeah, root 3 is equal to am squared plus bm plus c. Okay, not much progress there. But if I sub in that, root 3 is equal to am plus 4 squared plus bm plus 4 plus c. Okay, root 3 is am squared plus, let's see, that's going to be 8a, right? Yeah, 8. When you expand this, it would be m squared plus 8m, so it would be 8am, and then it would be plus 16a plus bm plus 4b plus c. Now am plus bm plus c, that's equal to root 3. So that's going to be root 3, those three guys, and then you're just left with this 8am plus 16a plus 4b. Okay, let's move this up a bit. So this looks to me like 0 is equal to, let's divide through by 4, 2am plus 4a plus b. Okay. How does that help me? Well, that doesn't seem like to be a good approach there, so I think I'm going to have to just estimate, meaning just kind of give a value to m. If you kind of shift this y-axis to sort of just be there, then what I can do is I can make m equal to 0. So this would become 0 and root 3. And then this guy up here would be, we're going that way 1, so 1, and then we're going up root 3, so it would be 2 root 3. And this guy we're going this way another 2, so that'd be 3, 2 root 3. And then this guy we're going another 1, so this would be 4 and then root 3. So I think that's the right approach, and I should be able to solve it from there. So again, let's take this equation and let's plug in these points. When you have 0 root 3, it would create, let's see, x is 0, so that means that's just going to be c. We're putting them into this equation right here. For 1 and 2 root 3, let's see here, we've got 2 root 3 is a plus b plus c. But c is root 3, so that just means that root 3 is equal to a plus b. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's correct. And then the next one, the next point, 2 root 3, if we put that in, that's going to give me 2 root 3 is equal to 9a plus 3b plus c. But c is root 3, so this is just root 3 is equal to 9a plus 3b, I believe. And I think that should be enough. We don't need to go for the next one. Well, you can if you want, but I think that should be enough because we got 3 equations, 3 variables, right? So that's enough. We already know what c is, so if I take this and this, I can solve. If I, let's see here, multiply this by 3 root 3 is equal to 3a plus 3b, and then subtract from that this guy, I should be able to solve. So this will be 6a is equal to, let me see if I did this correct. Oh, sorry. If I multiply this guy by 3, yeah, 3 root 3, 6, and that'll be root 3 minus 3 root 3. This will be minus 2 root 3, and then divide through, and we get minus root 3 over 3. Okay, and then sub it back into either one of these to solve for b, and when you do, you'll get 4 root 3 over 3. Yeah, let me just double check. I think that's true. Okay, so we got all three letters, and then let's sub that back into my formula. And that formula was y is equal to a x squared plus bx plus c. So that means it's minus root 3 x squared plus 4 root 3 over 3 x plus c, which is root 3. And then to get the x coordinates right there and right there, we're going to have to set y equal to 0. So set this equal to 0, and then multiply through, what are you going to multiply through by? 3 over root 3? Yeah, 3 over root 3 negative. If you multiply through by that, this will be just be x squared. This will be minus, hold on, minus 4, I believe. Yeah, minus 4x. And then this will be just minus 3. And then I think we have to do a quadratic, unfortunately. So minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this gives me 4 plus or minus, what's that, 16 plus 12, so 28. Root 28 is 4 times 7, so 2 root 7 all over 2. So that's basically 2 plus or minus root 7. So if you remember that graph, that means this guy and this guy. So this is probably the 2 minus root 7, and this is the 2 plus root 7. And then to get the distance, you would just take the 2 plus root 7 and then subtract from it the 2 minus root 7. And when you do that, you get 2 root 7. And there you go. That's the answer. Suppose that a is between 0 and 90 and b is between 0 and 90, and that 4 plus tan a squared plus 5 plus tan b squared is root 320 tan a tan b. Determine all possible values of cos a sine b. So let's make some substitutions here, make this a little bit easier to digest. I'm going to let x equal tan a and y is equal to tan b. I'll just make those substitutions, and then this equation therefore would become 4 plus x squared, 5 plus y squared, and it'll be root 320 xy. A little bit nicer, right? And then let's expand it all, and let's see what we get here. X squared, y squared, plus 5x squared, plus 4y squared, plus 20. And that is, let's mix this up into a mixed radical. And then from this point, we've got to do some long algebra, and I'll just put it in for you. Well, that's the big long song and dance that you're going to have to do. And when you get to the end, you'll notice this guy. You have this plus this is 0. Now, these are both squares, right? And the only way two things that are both squares, as you can see, that's squared and that's squared, those are going to be positive. So the only way two things that are 0 or positive, because this term right here is greater than or equal to 0, and this term is also greater than or equal to 0. But when you add them, they both equal 0. So the only way that's possible is if both of them are equal to 0. So that xy minus 2 root 5 is equal to 0. And root 5x minus 2y is also equal to 0. So this means that xy is equal to 2 root 5. And this means that root 5x is equal to 2y. And therefore, I guess if we multiply both sides on this guy by, let's see here, 2, be 2xy is 4 root 5, and then 2y is root 5x, so this 2 and the y can be root 5x, and then we got the x left over there. And then therefore x squared is 4, so x is plus or minus 2, I believe. And then if you sub it back into here for y, you'll get y is equal to plus or minus root 5. So when x is 2, y is root 5. And that means, because we had made these substitutions right there, that means that the tan of A is 2, and the tan of B is root 5. And what are we trying to get here? Oh, we're trying to get the value of cos A and sine B. So we want cos of A times the sine of B. Okay, so we're going to have to make some triangles. Or you can use your calculator. I can't remember if calculators are allowed on this contest, but in any case, if this is A, and the tan of A is 2, so tan is opposite over adjacent, so it'll be 2 over 1. And with Pythagoras, you can easily figure out that's root 5. So the cos of A would be 2 over root, well, hold on. The cos of A, cos of A is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, same story for B. Let's make a little triangle for B. This is B. The tan of B is root 5, so that's opposite over adjacent. And with a Pythagoras, you can figure out that that's root 6. And we want the sine of B, so that would be opposite over hypotenuse. So that's going to be root 5 over root 6, I believe. And then when you do this math, this is just 1 over root 6. And there you go. That's the final answer, 1 over root 6.